Okay, what is up? I hope everyone's doing well. I don't know. I just felt led to discuss something that I learned today. I'm a bit like sweaty and nervous, and my stomach's like it's shaking. Like I don't know. I feel like very scared. This has nothing to do with what I need to tell, what I wanted to talk about, but I don't know. I've got to do like, so my ex is going. There's a comp tomorrow for CrossFit, and she's obviously participating, as is a bunch of other friends and clients at the gym, and I am like, I'm shaking. Like I feel more sick the more I think about it, and I didn't have this feeling for the last couple hours. It just came recently, and I genuinely feel like, oh, I'm gonna break, eh? But yeah, the reason why is obviously I have to go, and firstly, it's yeah. What's lovely about these comps is surrounded by oaks who all like hot chicks who all look good themselves. So yeah, it's that, and then it's just she's very friendly and she knows a lot of people. So you're always sitting there going, "What the hell's going on?" And I am going to take photos and do videos for the gym that we do the stuff for, and I genuinely just feel sick. Like it's not even. I haven't felt this way in so long. Oh, and I keep sitting and going like, you know what? She actually got the same word I knew. Yeah, the pastor given me, and I had, where that she had to leave the relationship because God told her, and there was lack of guidance and a lack of, yeah, we weren't equally yoked, as we would say. And so I sit and I go, if she is that godly, she probably definitely hasn't found anyone. But then at the same time, it's that free will thing, man. It's that, and it's guys, and it's never the problem of the partner or the ex-partner in this case. It's always the external forces, the ones you, yeah, the ones you can't control. The problem is now you can't, well, you shouldn't really, but you shouldn't have to, but you also can't control the one that you, yeah, protect normally. So yeah, if you, I don't know, hopefully you guys pray for me before this is gonna go out, before I've done anything. Reason why I haven't done anything is I'm so far behind on all my days. I went through, after the breakdown, like you'll hear in the videos, I went through to pastors to guide me, and to like let me see things, and I've gotten a lot better. But we've been back and forth on our fighting thing, because like to be fair for her, she's quite good at like just ignoring me, but also I'm like trying to chase this friendship that I thought we were gonna, that she wanted to create originally, but it's just not working. And I think now we are non-talking terms, which is good for our future relationship. And yeah, I feel like I've just got a word from God that I just gotta wait 2 years. I'm like, ugh. It is just, and I see why. I definitely see why. Which this is gonna lead me to what I wanted to talk about, which is something the pastors told me in our meeting. Because you'll see, I have a bit of a breakdown. I don't think I included in when I edit the clips on Saturday or Sunday. I forgot which one it was, and it was quite bad. Where I opened like I normally do here, and start talking about my life, and then I just go, well, this is wrong, then this is wrong, then this is wrong, and then I'm going, why, God, why are you like this? And then I'm sitting and I'm fighting, and I'm getting frustrated, very frustrated, and I just break down, man. So I'm not going to show that. I mentioned in the next video exactly what happens in the breakdown, but like, I understand my whole purpose of this is so that you guys can see exactly how I am, see exactly how my emotions go. But I just think I'll call it there. You know, it's a small thing, or big thing for me, small thing for you guys. But yeah. So if you see this before, or if you see this on, what's today's date? Always this phone. It's the 10th of Friday, the 10th of April. If you see this on the 11th or on the 12th, be praying for me, because I'm genuinely feeling sick, and because I'm feeling like this, I was very led to just read my Bible. Maybe it'll give me comfort. I'm like, because like I say, and everyone keeps saying it, it's so difficult for me to do right now, is just trust God, trust God, trust God, trust God, trust God. Like, you keep hearing this, and like for me, I'm even just scared of, there's an inkling of someone else that's there, and that's their start of something new, and I don't know, I'm really I feel sick. But back to my word, something I've sat with for a couple days now after speaking to the pastors is stable foundations. And part of why I mentioned the breakdown is that I mentioned it to the pastors, and in the breakdown I essentially just go over that, like, whenever I do this Bible thing, my life inherently gets worse. I've done it before, like years ago, and things just crumbled, man, and I dealt with it to a degree, and then I just stopped reading, and I just went, I'm going to do my own thing, and did my own thing. Sure, there was heartbreak involved, sure there was good times and bad times, but I sat and I was okay. Then obviously started reading it again this year, and very soon after that, some problems in my relationship that I planned to marry that had started to rise. Job stuff started to rise. Just finances started to get too much, man. And I sit and I was like, yeah, I had my breakdown because everything just felt like it's failing. And I feel like I do a lot right here, and I even do a lot right when I'm talking to people, because I can sit and I always mention stuff that I'm reading, and a lot of people are non-believers, and I'm not sitting and Bible bashing them every single time, but I explain to them through my lens what I see is happening, and my lens is guided by the Bible, you see. So yeah, so now they spoke to me about my foundations, and my foundations weren't stable. And the whole point of foundations is that obviously they're there to set the base of a house. If you have poor foundations, anything bad that happens, or the house is, anything bad that happens can set the house down, will break the house down. So if there's a storm, if there's a flood or anything like that, anything of that sort, the house will essentially be damaged and gone. Whereas with good foundations, you'll just be damaged, and that's what they said they see with me at the moment, is that I've built my life around acceptance, around just trying to get compromising was my other word, acceptance, compromise, and just weaseling your way to get your desirable outcomes, and not just and not being God led, just getting through life, doing exactly whatever you want to do, how you want to do it, and then it works for some people. You can't say it doesn't, because there's a lot of non-believers that are doing well for themselves. And I even had a debate with someone at the gym today about this stuff, and they take issue with the church because the church targets the weak-minded, or the guys in weak poor situations, rather than the guys that are in their big situations. So then I spoke to her and also was like, okay, but don't you think that people in the good situations their test is more to have the ability to self-reflect and analyze if maybe that they're here because God's put them in that position, or maybe it's a thing of you helping the poor because in essence those people need the most help, and those people need guidance, those people need love. I mean, like she said, when things are going right for you, you're not out searching for these things, because they come to you. And if they come to you, sure, some will be real, but a lot will also be superficial. And so we went back and forth on that thing. We had a couple other debates. It's very interesting. So she's from America, and she's, from my understanding, she's very left wing, and I wouldn't say I'm right wing, but I wouldn't say I'm left wing. I sit fairly in the middle, where I'm like, some things are good, some things are bad. Radicalism on both sides is terrible. But back to my point is that yeah, I built my life trying to just get by on whatever I thought was right, and not following the word, not following the guidance that is here. And I've started following the guidance, and I sit and I internalize a lot of what's being said and what's being read. And like, sure, I have now the tools to deal with what life is throwing at me, but I can't handle what life is throwing at me. So, yeah, it's like I have a hammer, but I need a sledgehammer. I'm trying to nail a nail this big with a hammer this big. Like, it's not happening. There's nothing happening. And that's what it feels like. And like I said, they touched on foundations, and I want you guys to touch on foundations as well. Look into your life and see where your foundations are rocky. Because what kills me right now, and it sucks for me, because it's one of my bigger insecurities is time. And I'm sitting going, I'm 29 now, and now I have to build these foundations, and I know it will lead me in the right place and will allow me to be better in everything that I do. But I also sit and I go, well, like, I don't know, like, for me, I got a word 2 years, and I'm like, 2 years, I'm gonna be 31, like, that's half my life essentially. Like, I don't know what to do when I'm 31. I'm not gonna be at the right age that I would be able to have a wet marriage that I wanted at the right age, kid or something like that when I get at a certain age. And I'm just sitting going, like, it's such a crappy one, man. But then I look back and I go, well, I know people that need to reset their foundations in their 40s, some in their 50s, some people even in their 60s. They've gone that far with their unstable foundations, and now at that age you got to sit and re-establish yourself, rebuild your structure, rebuild your foundations. And yeah, it's like, I see it as quite tough, but I also see it as like rather now than ever, because you're gonna sit and you're gonna procrastinate it, and you're gonna go, oh, like, I don't need to do it now, I can do it in another stage of my life when, like, shit hits the fan, on my language. But that's not what God calls us to do, and that's just not what. And when you have this knowledge, you just don't want to do that to your future self, man. Like, so that's why I wanted to speak about it. It's literally building your foundations. And what does that mean for me? That means building a good relationship with God, leaning on God. On situations like this, where I'm sitting and I'm shaking and I'm stuttering and I'm sweating. I'm sweating. Just to try to get my mind off things, I played a game, and I was like, in my back of my mind, my mind's going, why are you doing this? Why aren't we bettering ourselves? You know, you got to be better if you're going to go to these things, and you need to show people that you actually like this better version, and you this. And I'm like, with your logic then in my head, I'm never going to be able to be enough, and that's going to be its own problem. And sure, I need to do extra for the business and stuff like that, and I have been. But I just sit and I go, foundations is something that I think all of us need to establish, identify, and from that, like, rebuild if need be. And rather be rebuild when you're comfortable, because I can tell you right now, I know a couple of people that need to rebuild when they're very uncomfortable, and I'm one of those people right now where I'm, like I said, feels like my life's falling apart, and it's so stressful thinking about this stuff. But then I sit and I go, well, if God's told me 2 years, there must be a reason for it. There must be something that is waiting for me at 2 years, around 2 years, if this is the word that I feel like I'm getting, that I need to wait, I need to do. And like I said in the one video, I'm like, I'm scared. It's playing with my biggest insecurity. I feel like a lot of these guys in the Old Testament, sure, their words were a lot more. They required a lot more effort, and they required a physical element. And I don't even know if my physical element's coming yet or not. But I know that I'm literally gonna have to play with two insecurities for the next 2 years, and the first one is being on my own, and the second one is being old and having no time. And like I sit, I'm also scared. I sit and I go, well, what happens if it wasn't a word? What happens if you didn't actually have to wait 2 years? What happens if those things that you blew off were signs that you can continue with your life now? You know? I don't know. It's such a stressful thing, but like I say, I need to be rebuilt, and I need to sit and brick by brick, layer by layer. And I think I know I've rambled quite a bit for something of speaking very briefly on the foundation part, but I think it's best that you sit and you go over what is your foundations. Is it stable? Is it not? Is it going to break when shit hits the fan, so to say? Or is it going to be, are you going to be solid? Are you going to be able to rely on God? Are you going to be able to have good habits that get you through everything? Right now I'm trying to learn these good habits. It comes in my diet, it comes in my training, it comes in my mental state when I'm reading my Bible, it comes in my work ethic. Like I said, I'd work a couple days a week, whereas now I'm trying to work every day and be very meticulous on what I'm doing, seeing what works, what doesn't, identifying what's fun to do, what's not fun to do, how do I incorporate certain things. And I'm just at that stage. And like I say, if you're struggling and you don't understand like your foundations, I'd definitely go speak to a pastor. My pastor, the way he worded everything, especially with my ex and I, is that when we both unequally yoked, one of us is essentially standing on the chair and the other one is pulling them down. So you're grabbing their hand and you're pulling down. What is easier for you to do? Pull them up or for them to pull you down? And for those of you that need the answer, it's to pull you down. It's a lot easier. So that's why the equally yoked thing is important. And that's why when you do these things, you gotta invest yourself fully. You can't just invest in half your effort. You can't just invest a couple minutes a day of your private time. Like, this is why I feel bad even now. I sat and I played the games and I was like, but why aren't you doing what we need to do with God first? I still got to shoot an episode, and I'm sitting going, I just want to get away from how I'm feeling, to be honest with you. But there's no escape. I think it's gonna happen, and I don't know if I'm ready. I really don't, and that's why I ask for prayer. But I also go, like, you sit and you have God's guidance on everything. I pray, if you, like we said earlier in one of the episodes that I think I still need to post, it's when you pray for some things, characteristics and personality shift and dynamic of how your life goes. God doesn't just snap his fingers and that just changes like that. He needs to, he can if he wants to, and he might do it, but there needs to be an event that brings that version out in you. If you ask for courage, there needs to be an event that brings courage out of you. You ask for wisdom, there might be a situation that requires wisdom, and you might need to lean on God for it. There's so many things that we all just pray for and we think we get, and we don't, and that's just not how it works. Sure, we can get some things, and some things might fall into your lap. I've heard people speak about it, and I've seen many like instances of it where people pray for just X, Y, and Z, and sometimes they just get that, and maybe they're sitting with God. But otherwise, you have to identify these life events, and are they bringing you closer? Are they giving you what you require? Are they giving you what you ask for? And if they are, then you need to take them with both hands and do the best that you can. So when it comes to your life look at your foundations. Doesn't matter if you're 20, doesn't matter if you're 40, doesn't matter if you're 60. I think if your foundations are rocky, the house will fall. And it just takes one storm, guys. I promise you. I sit now and I feel crap. I don't feel great, but I don't feel bad either. I feel like if there was a spectrum of 5 as neutral, I think I'm sitting at a 4, maybe a 3.5, for how everything's went with my life. And I don't mean in a bad way. This is where I'm at, and I need to sit to be better, and I need to put changes in play that are behavioral, that are tendency based, that are like reflection based, that I need to sit and be better. And I think a lot of you would benefit from the same thing. And yeah, so look at your foundations. Are you leaning on God? Are you not? Are you building a life that is led on reading your Bible, following God's word? Or is it a thing of you sitting and you just floating by? You getting through all the troubles that are coming in your life. They're missing you, all those shots, and yeah, you're feeling good about that. And even if you are missing all the shots, just there might be one stray one that gets you, and that's the thing that sets you down, sends everything tumbling down. So that's why I say, identify your foundations. What are your roots to who you are? What are the things that you can control? What are the things you can't control in your life? And do you have a grasp on it? And do you have a relationship with God? And that's all I got to say on that. Thank you. If you see this, pray for me. If you don't, not in time at least, still pray for me, because maybe I need your guidance. I need guidance on something else, and I've been asking God for a long time, and I'm sitting here going, I'm just getting destroyed, man. Can you give me a break? I'm like rocky at the moment. I've lost the first 29 rounds of life, and now I'm sitting trying to get the KO in the final 3, you know. So yeah, have a good day. I'm gonna read now, and I'll see you for that.